thank you for the great follow-up that there has been on many issues, modernization of the CFS and so on, where you promised us to follow up, and we saw right away things were moving, and we've been able to invest in modernizing those facilities and increase the throughput that we can get there. So this is really, really good. We have ships now in our fleet that have Indian flag.
Yes.
We have different leadership programs and so on. So we have really invested heavily into supporting, I think, the agenda of Prime Minister Modi on bringing India back to being one of the great shipping nations.
Absolutely.
What I wanted to raise with you for the future is still a very big interest that we have in the development of Vadavan.
Yes.
We're very proud of the team in GTI in Novasheva. It is the most effective terminal we have in the world.
Yes.
Because they are making virtue out of necessity, because the capacity is so so small.
Absolutely.
That we need to be very creative to make sure we get as much throughput.
You have to optimize like anything.
Yes. So that's why we're very, very interested in developing more port infrastructure in Maharashtra.
Absolutely. Now that you have brought Vadavan into the conversation, I think that is a right place now, and we are now joining this Vadavan port to the Samruddhi Expressway. That also connects Vadavan to the JNPT port, and it connects Vadavan to 15 districts of Maharashtra. So all the high-speed corridors are getting connected because of this. So I think now is the right time when you should look at creating your new facilities near
And
Vadavan.
the different phases for the terminal itself, for the construction, how
So
do you
the
see
first terminal is now under construction, but I'm sure in 3 years we'll be able to complete the first phase.
I think what would be very important for us, given the growth that we will continue to see in the market in India, is to be able to supplement the facility in Novasheva with the facility where we can have our ships come and call in Vadavan. And how would it be possible for us to bid for such facility?
MIDC can help you in procuring land and taking you to the correct location so that you become part of that entire chain.
Yeah.
And there's actually a project that is starting right now as we speak. So we are actually looking into the education of 2,000 young people in the States.
That's really very good.
How do you see the development of the port infrastructure in the whole country?
Honorable Prime Minister has made this India Maritime Vision of 2030 and India Maritime Vision for 2047. So these two vision documents are being now implemented, and they are actually creating huge infrastructure in maritime economy. They are creating digital infrastructure in the maritime space. So I think the real power of India is now getting unleashed. What I suggest is that you should also look at this entire area from bird's eye view, the entire logistic part, not just port and container and all this, but entire logistic chain you should look at.
Yeah, but and that's actually our strategy. We are invested quite heavily across many regions, and I think especially now, as you mentioned, that the new ecosystem is developing around Vadavan, and creating infrastructure beyond just the port is definitely something that we're interested in doing. And the concession that we have in GTI, I think the renewal of these concessions when you have been operator for, as we have for decades in a port, this is something where the legislation is quite complex for the renewal of the concession. So we've made significant investments in that terminal to make it, I think today it is the most productive terminal in India. I think it's important that the investment continues, but for that we need to be able to have a time horizons with respect to extension.
That's really a very valid suggestion, and we'll work on it. It has to be a very automatic route.
I think a lot of benefits in aligning the process that you have with what we see in other countries.
It has to be absolute autopilot mode whereby it is renewed, and it should be certain that, and as is rightly said, that a year before it expires, it should be renewed. We'll work on that. That's a very good suggestion.
I think it's extremely exciting to see what is happening in India. Some of the projects that have happened under your leadership also create a very positive investment momentum, which will feed also the growth for the years to come. So thank you for that, and thank you for your leadership.
Thank you so much.